Hi, I'm Brad Sugars and this is Business Basics. Today the flip chart that we're going to look at is a really interesting one because it helps us understand how it is we actually create success for ourselves in life. You know, a lot of the time when I look at the way people succeed or the way people go about trying to succeed, it's unfortunate but they never get to learn this and therefore they're going to struggle with it. The way it looks is pretty simple. Our goal is to have a better quality of life. Well, let's start at the bottom of the ladder and work out how do we get there. Well, the quality of life starts out with the quality of your mentor or your teacher. See, a high-quality teacher or a high-quality mentor, teachers is more the scholastic system, mentors is people you have outside of the scholastic system. When you take a look at the quality of the teacher or the quality of the mentor, obviously they will bring to you a different level or a different quality of knowledge and education. So as you get a better quality of knowledge and education from that mentor. Now, why do they give you a better quality of knowledge and information? Well, because they know more, they've done more things, they've achieved more, they've experienced more. Therefore, they're a better teacher. They've learned how to educate you better, so they're a better mentor. They push you harder. They do all these sorts of things to give you a better level of education. Now, as your level of education or as your level of knowledge increases, depending on whether you're working with a teacher or a mentor, as your ability to raise your knowledge grows, then what grows with it? Well, you'll see very simply that the growth of your education means that you have now more knowledge about how you can achieve things in life. Therefore, you get bigger goals, bigger beliefs, bigger dreams, bigger things that you believe you can achieve because now you actually have an understanding of how to go about it. You have an understanding of what is possible and how it's possible. So here we are with a much bigger quality of belief or a bigger quality of dreams that we're going to get in our life. You know, those much bigger goals lead to a simple thing called better questions. If my goal in life or my goal for the week was to make $1,000, then the only question I'm going to ask is how do I make $1,000? If, however, my goal is to make $1 million, then guess what question I ask? How do I make $1 million? You know, so the questions are entirely different and therefore, from a better quality of question, we lead ourselves to a better quality of decision. So it's pretty dang simple, gang. When we take a look at making a better decision, we've got to ask a better question. The bigger the question, the better the question. Obviously, the better we're going to make a decision because our decisions will then lead to our actions. Our actions lead to our results, and the results are obviously that quality of life that we're after. Too often, though, people get stuck here. Now, let's take a look at it. Imagine that I left out the quality of the mentor-teacher. I stopped learning. Where would I be? My education's not improving, therefore my dreams aren't getting bigger. Now, by the way, if you don't have a mentor or you don't have a teacher at the moment, read a book. You know, books can be a great way to be mentored. Books can be a great way to get coaching and learning. You know, you can watch videos like what you're doing right now. Now, when it comes to the questions, sometimes there's a reason why people need a good business coach because they're not asking themselves the right questions. You need a coach who will ask you the right questions in order to help you find the right answers. But the way this very simply looks is that if we get a better quality of mentor, which gives us a better quality of education, therefore bigger dreams in our own life, we ask better questions. Now, sometimes we have to shortcut that whole process and go and get ourselves a coach or a mentor to work one-on-one with us because, well, really simply put, it's going to take too long to gain enough knowledge to be asking the right questions. See, if I walked into your business today, let's imagine I walked into your business today and I said, let me start asking you questions about how you're running the business. Do you think they're questions that you'll be asking yourself on a day-to-day basis, or do you think they're going to be questions that are going to be things you've never really thought about in your business? And that's what I mean. That better education and the bigger goals that I have allow me to ask you better questions. Now, sometimes we need someone else to help us make some decisions. Sometimes, we're not that great at making the decisions on our own, especially the procrastinators. If you're one of those people that procrastinates and, puts it off, well, I'll tell you an interesting story. I met General Norman Schwarzkopf, who was the leader of the troops in Desert Storm, who, a very, very wise leader, a great leader, and just did some amazing things with leadership and then has taught that and passed it around. Been lucky enough now to meet him twice in my life, and I remember him talking about a simple statement that he said that was, when you're placed in command, take charge. And after the seminar that he gave doing that, I was lucky enough to meet with him personally and ask him the question, you know, when you say that, how do we apply that to business? And he said, well, it's a really interesting one, because in business, when you guys make a decision, you know, it affects people. When you don't make a decision, it doesn't really affect people. He said, in the military, if I didn't make a decision, people would literally die. So you had to make the decisions, and you had to make them now. See, putting off a decision, not making the decision by asking weak questions, obviously, those sorts of things will kill a business. Not quickly, it'll be like smoking does. You know, it'll kill you slowly but surely. You know, so we need to be of an understanding that our goal is to get better quality of life. To get the better quality of life, it's pretty dang simple. Our job is very simple. Our job is very basically get a better mentor, read better books, go to better seminars, get better education. Therefore, we'll have bigger beliefs and bigger dreams, ask better questions. And once you're asking better questions, your decisions get so much better. Then your actions get far more productive than they were before, and thus your results start getting where you want them to be. I'm Brad Sugars, and this is Business Basics.